So this time, I want to talk about one of my favorite sports. You know, uh, one of my favorite sports is America's pastime, baseball. Obviously, I'm a huge Cubs fan. Lovable losers, Wrigley Field, legendary stadium, great place to catch a game. Actually, my favorite is actually, in my experiences, my favorite way to catch a Cubs game is actually the rooftops across the street. Now, the Ricketts and what they're doing about rooftops and business across the street, that's a whole other conversation. But that has been my favorite way to take in a game. All you can eat, all you can drink. Great time. Uh, and not let's I'm not going to forget to mention the 2016 World Series. That was huge for our fan base. 108 years without a World Series and generations of people, like literally generations of people lived and died without seeing a Cubs World Series. So in the final out, I obviously cried. Cried from celebrate my city, the joy of the fans worldwide, and also those fans who didn't get to witness it. Uh, Cried like a baby. It was magnificent. Go Cubs! Wave that W. But I'm not here to talk about the Cubs today. I want to talk about a trend that I believe I'm seeing across most sports, and in particular baseball. And that is that players are getting hurt more often and more severely, right? And this affects the product on the field. It's a business, it's an entertainment business. You want the best product you can put out there. And in order to do that, you want your best players to stay healthy, obviously. Um, and before I get into what I'm particularly talking about, I want to establish that I am not talking about pitchers here. Pitchers, human body is not designed to throw a baseball 100 miles an hour, 100 times a game, 200 innings a year. Just not sustainable for the human body. So much so that new surgery was invented to repair the UCL called Tommy John, the first guy to have the operation. And here we are in this day and age where we even have players throwing 105, which is absolutely terrifying. I mean, even 80 miles an hour is terrifying. And, you know, I play baseball. My dad still plays in a 65 and over old man World Series in Florida. We've done father-son baseball tournaments. I played baseball. I know baseball, and the 80-mile-an-hour fastball is terrifying in and of itself. These guys throwing 105. That's absolutely insane. The body's not meant for that, and now not only have players gotten one Tommy John, but we're on two Tommy Johns. Players are getting their second Tommy John, and it would not surprise me, and I'm honestly waiting for it to see some pitcher's elbow explode on the field. 4th of July fireworks explosion, and they're just noodle arming, they're blowing up like a microwaved egg, hot lava spewing everywhere. Maybe not that ridiculous, but you get what I'm saying. It wouldn't surprise me if we see a player get his third Tommy John. I would put money on that happening in the future. With all that said, another thing about baseball is that it is a non-contact sport, at least in my opinion, right? I don't believe baseball's a contact sport. Sure, you can get hit by a pitch, by a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. That's going to hurt. It might break your hands and your bones in your hand. Could be a real solid bruise. You could get cleated by a guy sliding into second base. You could run into your own guy in the outfield because you're not communicating. I mean, they're still wearing metal spikes, even though plastic would be fine. I don't know why they don't switch to metal. Just tradition, I'm assuming, especially because it's a very conservative sport. But they've even gone so far as to remove some of the contact in the game, which some other sports have as well. But you can no longer run over the catcher at home plate. You can't block a base anymore. So they've tried to reduce injuries in the game already. So, we're not here to talk about pitchers. We're not here to talk about the rules. I'm here to talk about the batters and the fielders and their soft tissue injuries, right? So we're talking pulling hammies, pulling groins, quads. I mean, even tearing hammies off the bone, right? This has happened. Happened to a Cubs player a couple years ago. Nick Madrigal tore his hammy right off the bone. Pretty much ended his career. So and this trend, it has been growing over the past couple of years, and I want to understand why. And when I watch the games, this is what I see, right? With today's day and age of hyper focused, hyper specific training, these guys are absolutely massive. You know, they're squatting 600 pounds, they're benching 300 pounds. These guys are getting huge, and players are no longer playing 162 games. You know, it used to be, if you know history, baseball history, that players would play 162 games, pitchers would go out and throw complete game doubleheaders, and the durability is just not there anymore. I mean, these guys play a non-contact sport, and you might run 360 feet today in your game. You might run 360 feet. I mean, you might swing the bat 6 times, and you're telling me that these guys can't even play 150 games? You need a day off from that? I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. And if you hit a home run, you're not even running 360 feet, you're jogging, right? The only time you're really sprinting is on a single, double, or triple. Or just so happens to be a ball hit to you in the outfield that you need to sprint for, which might happen once a game. Maybe. So you're telling me you need this rest from a non-contact sport where you're barely moving, right? That's absurd. That's absolutely absurd. You're getting paid $20, $30 million to rest once a week in this sport? Give me a break. Give me a break. Right? And here's where, for me, the injury comes in. Right? Now I wanna provide an example. Say you're batting ninth, you're playing right field, right? And you're the home team. So first inning, top of the inning, nobody hit the ball to you. You don't move. Bottom of the inning, 3 up, 3 down, you don't move. Top of the second, no ball hit to you, you don't move. Bottom of the second, 3 up, 3 down, you don't move. Top of the third, no ball hit to you. Bottom of the third, you're up third. Now, baseball has reduced the time of length of game to about 2 hours and 15, 2 hours and 30 minutes. So we'll say it's been about 45 minutes since you last moved, or, you know, had your body work hard. And you're going to go up to bat, and your giant muscles are going to go from 0 to 100. You know how many oblique injuries there are just from swinging the bat? Tons. It's about 10% of all the injuries, 10 or 15% of all the soft tissue, 20 to 25%, I believe, of all the soft tissue injuries. Actually, hold on. So according to my data, obliques and hammies are the two most prevalent injuries in baseball, right? Obliques and hammies. And you're gonna sit there for 45 minutes, and you're gonna go 0 to 100 swinging a bat, and then if you hit the ball, you're gonna have to sprint down the first baseline, right? What if you strike out? If you strike out and you wait another 3 innings, now it's been an hour and a half, and you haven't moved your body, right? And these guys are so massive that if your body isn't warm, no kidding, you're pulling muscles. No kidding, you're ripping hammies from the bone. What I don't understand is you stretch, you have all these trainers, the sports medicine, some of the top tier medicine, sports medicine and care in the world. And these guys don't tell them to get warm before they go up to bat? Are you out of your mind? That camera pans over, and what are these guys doing? Sitting there, just sitting there, doing nothing. Like, you're getting cold. Your body's getting cold. And then you're going to go up there and go 0 to 100? Are you kidding me? You have got to be out of your mind to think that that's sustainable. No wonder you're getting hurt, right? I mean, if you got trainers and stuff stretching you out pregame, why aren't you doing it during the game? Why isn't the camera panning over and you see your best player on the massage table getting rubbed down or stretched out? Like, hello, you just tightened up for an hour. You need to re-loosen. Why don't I see them going down in the dugout, making sure that they're warmed up? Maybe you need to hit the steam room or something. I don't know. I don't know if they have one in there, but anyway, freaking. And personally, I think the thing that would help the most, dude, just put a freaking stationary bike in there. Just move your legs. You don't even need to get sweating. You just gotta get warmed up so that you're not going 0 to 100. I don't see soccer players dropping like flies. No, because why? Because they're out there on the field for 45 minutes, walking and moving around the whole time, right? Not, I'm gonna go out here and stand. I'm gonna come back in here and sit. I'm gonna go out there and stand. I'm gonna come back in here and sit. Oh, now I have to swing with all of my force and might and generative explosive power at once and then run down the first baseline? You gotta be kidding. You gotta be kidding. Fans would donate the stationary bikes to keep their team healthy. You could go to the local gym and pay. It's not difficult. It's not expensive. It's practical. It's common. I feel like it's common sense. I don't understand. Like, let's take for example, one of the best hitters, one of the best players in the game, who's an absolute behemoth. This dude's a Hulk, Aaron Judge, right? He's bigger than LeBron. He's like 6'8" and almost 300 pounds. And his muscles are gigantic, right? And if you've worked out, if you strength train, the bigger they get, the tighter they get, the increasing the injury chance increases. This guy is built like a brick house. He's an absolute monster, right? And the first couple of years he's in the league, he's having injury problems. He can't stay healthy for the full season or even 3/4 of the season. So when it came time for a new contract, and I believe they did this for Giancarlo Stanton as well, and I don't think it worked out as well for him, but who knows what his personal life choices are? Maybe that's a counter argument. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm missing something here. But if I'm not mistaken, the New York Yankees told them that they needed to do yoga. Like, yo, dude, you're a beast. You got to stretch those muscles. We got to keep you on the field if we're going to pay you $30 million a year. But you're going to do that, but then not be like, hey, why don't you just get on the stationary bike? You're in the hole, ride this for 5 minutes, or like you're up fourth or something, or I don't know. I don't know when to time it perfectly. You should just be doing it like regularly, routinely, every other inning, be on the bike riding, especially if you're not moving. You're going to pay these guys $30 million a year, and you're going to let them go 0 to 100 cold to try to be flaming hot in an instant. I don't want to call anybody stupid, but it just boggles my mind. Consider my mind boggled, right? Just like, what are we doing around here, Sandy? It's absolutely insane. Now, please remember that I'm not talking about any ligament or bone injuries. I'm specifically talking about soft tissue muscle injuries. There's absolutely no reason these guys should be tearing hammies off the bone, right? There's no reason you should be pulling your groin running down to first base, right? Now, running into the first baseman or that step, why they don't have a safety bag, that's another conversation. That might be even more moronic by the MLB and upper management administration or whatever. Again, conservative sport, they don't like changing rules, but you don't have to change any rules. Just take care of your body. You're playing a game for your job and you're getting paid millions. And you're telling me that you need rest and you're not going to warm your body up before you go do explosive activity? Who in their right mind thinks that that's a good idea? Who thinks that? Somebody explain this to me, because I don't understand. I do not understand. I play fantasy baseball, right? And it is the most aggravating thing when your first round player pick goes down because they pull the quad, running on the bags. Not even full sprint. They'll do it on a routine double that they know they're making it into second base. And it's like, yo, probably because you haven't moved in an hour. Oh my God. Now, I mean, another story. I know I'm not prepared for that pace baseball, but that's for another time. I just, I really think, truly, in my heart, that if they rode a bike or did some sort of warm up before they went up to bat, that you would reduce soft tissue injuries by a significant margin. A significant margin. I'm, hopefully somebody hears this, and hopefully somebody tries this, and because I want to watch the best product on the field. That's what I want to see. I want to see the best players playing. I want to watch Aaron Judge hit 65 home runs. I want to watch. I want to watch them steal 100 bags. You know, and set records and do all this. Well, the best way to do that is to play every game, right? And the fact that they don't even they have to rest once a week, guys. Are you kidding me? We can go into this about basketball too, but it's not. I'm not trying to make the same argument there about warming up or anything. I mean, but look what they're wearing on the basketball side. They're wearing warm up jackets. The pitchers, when they come off the mound, they put on a jacket, keep their arm warm. But y'all mofos don't warm up your body before you do it. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Whoa! Drives me up a wall. So, if you want to protect your $300 million investment, make them ride a stationary bike.